Today, we're going to dive into a pretty powerful idea and maybe a slightly uncomfortable one. It all boils down to this simple but kind of chilling title: excessive and deadly. It all kicks off with a question that people have been asking forever. We show up here with absolutely nothing, right? And when we leave, we take nothing with us. So, where does this crazy obsession with more come from? Well, to figure that out, we actually need to look at a pretty unexpected place.
So, to really get a handle on our own weird habits, we're first going to take a look at a tiny little creature with a very, very big problem.
All right, say hello to the Saharan sand rat. Now, at first glance, this little guy seems amazing. I mean, super industrious, a real model of hard work, always thinking about the future. But there's a really dark side to all that diligence.
Okay, check this out, because this is where things get wild. This really shows you the scale of the sand rat's obsession. To get through the dry season, a sand rat only needs about 2 kilograms of roots. But look at what it actually hoards: 10 kilograms. That's 5 times what it could ever possibly need. And this is the truly tragic part. 80% of all that work, completely useless. The extra roots just sit there and rot, which means the poor rat has to waste even more energy just cleaning them out. And in this hoarding frenzy, they completely strip their environment bare, destroying the very thing they rely on. But here's the craziest part. You can put a sand rat in a cage with all the food in the world, and it can literally die from the anxiety of not being able to hoard. So it's pretty easy to look at this little animal and just, shake our heads. But let's turn that mirror around for a second. I think we can all agree the sand rat's behavior seems totally irrational, right? Just pointless. But are we really all that different? This right here is where things get interesting. Let's take a look at how this exact same pattern, this excessive self-defeating behavior, shows up in our own lives. I mean, think about the millionaires who have way more money than they or their great-grandkids could ever spend. And yet, they keep grinding, working tirelessly, chasing that next deal. They never feel like they have enough. They've got their 10 kilograms of roots, but they're still out there digging frantically. Or take the story of a 36-year-old official. The guy had it all: a fantastic career, a bright future, everything he actually needed. But he chased after extra things he didn't need, and he risked everything and ended up in prison. He literally threw his freedom away for stuff that was completely unnecessary. And hey, it's not just about money or power. Think about a 23-year-old mother. Her child is only 1 year old, but she's already totally consumed with anxiety about paying for university, a problem that's almost 2 decades down the road. She's letting a future she can't even predict completely ruin her present. So here's the crucial takeaway. We can actually give this whole thing a name: sand rat anxiety. It's that deep psychological urge to hoard more than we'll ever need. More money, more security, more certainty. And the paradox is, it just leads to more stress, and it can even destroy us long after all our basic needs are totally met. Now, this isn't some new 21st century problem, not at all. In fact, some of humanity's wisest teachers have been warning us about this exact thing for thousands of years. From the Western tradition, you have Jesus telling people to stop worrying so much about tomorrow. He basically said, if you focus on what's truly important, your values, doing the right thing, all the material stuff you're stressing about will take care of itself. It's a call to choose faith over fear. And then from the East, the Buddha offered a very similar solution. The cure for all this anxiety? It's to live right here, right now, in this moment. To just be at ease with what comes your way and trust the flow of life, instead of constantly trying to control a future that, let's be honest, we can't control anyway. So, what's the big takeaway here? What are we supposed to learn from this little sand rat and all this ancient wisdom? Well, it really all boils down to this incredibly powerful question. Seriously, what is the point of gaining the whole world, of stockpiling all those endless roots, if you lose your peace, your joy, the very essence of your life in the process? The message here is so clear, so direct. That constant drive for what is excessive, it isn't just pointless, it's deadly. It poisons our present with anxiety about the future. So the final lesson is actually a really simple one. Stop staring at the pile of rotting roots. Look up, pay attention to the life that's happening right in front of you.
Don't be a sand rat.